What's up, everyone? Doc Testosterone here with my man, Meditation Misfit, episode 3. If you missed episode 1 and 2, click here. We have a link, and you will be able to see those. Very quick recap. We talked about suffering of people that come from the East, right? Indians, Chinese, Vietnamese, Pakistanis, as well as the Western world, white kids, Hispanic kids, European kids who have a problem with validation, who want to fit in when they're kids. They're getting kind of like maybe bullied by their society, by their community or their parents, and they want to kind of like fit in and validate. So we talked about those pain points in episode 1. In episode 2, we talked about how to overcome those pain points and how we've actually evolved. In episode 3, I will show you my pink socks. And there you have it, actually. That's it. That's the episode.
That's it. Done.
That's how I solved all my problems. Actually, guys, let me tell you something. Get pink socks. They do wonders because girls will like fucking see it.
No white socks.
Never. Okay, so this episode is episode 3. We are going to go deep into females. Not literally go deep into a female.
Not too deep.
Right, I mean, maybe.
Next episode. Another episode.
Well, it's true.
We'll get in there.
Future episode will evolve to that. But this one's going to be coming here from the East. I personally don't like Indian and Pakistani women. Like, I don't think they look very hot. It's weird,
yeah.
right? I like blondes. I like Kate Upton. Kate Upton is, like for Gary Vaynerchuk, buying the Jets is his top goal.
Yeah.
My top goal is to break up Kate Upton's marriage.
Yeah.
Right?
Your mission.
Yeah, it's my fucking goal in life. It's my selfish goal, right?
Yeah.
But the concept of this video is, why do Indian, Chinese, Vietnamese, Korean, all these Eastern cultured people who come to America, why do they love white women so much and not so much their own cultured women? And the kind of like the limiting beliefs of not being able to date them, not being able to attract them, and what are all those dynamics?
Interesting, yeah.
Let's talk about that. I think that's really relevant because I have a lot of Indian friends.
Yeah.
We have a lot of Indian friends, some in particular, and also other, religions and ethnicities.
Yeah, all of them out there, yeah.
And they all want white, blonde women.
Stereotypical, yeah. Why is that?
Tell us.
I think to really get deep into that, I mean, why? I mean, okay, the way I grew up, obviously, in a white, the burbs here, the suburbs, and this is, a white middle class, upper middle class city. Now I'm around kids that have a little bit nicer stuff. They got the Nikes. They're wearing like the American Eagle, the Aeropostale stuff, and it's just the American culture that I'm seeing that's all around me. And me coming from an outsider, I just feel different. It's different. I mean, it's not a matter of like self-worth, even though that was something that came along later on, as a kid. But this is the environment that's going on right now. This is just what I'm seeing. So eventually later on, you're noticing in the media, it's always like the hot blonde that's like the top girl that's on it, right? It's like Pamela Anderson.
Oh my God.
These are like the golden girls. These are like the blonde Bond girls that you see all the time. I mean, so it's all over media. And plus, it's just so much easier to pick a blonde out from a crowd because it's just like a platinum blonde. It's just, your eye is just quicker to catch that girl either way because it's so much easier to spot. And then through media and other conditioning, it's almost, we see it, we notice it. Other people around us are kind of like in ooh and ah about it. And just eventually we get used to it, right? I mean, that's kind of what I'm seeing.
Yeah. So I'll tell you scientifically what's going on, and then I'll get into my deep experiences. So scientifically, the reason that blonde hair is more powerful, more dominant, like in a genetics perspective than any other hair is because When a girl is blonde, it is a sign of youth.
It is.
Reason being that blonde hair turns into brown as a girl ages. So if you see blonde hair, it's like, oh, this girl is young, right? Now, if you think of Japanese women, like even like hundreds of years ago, they would dye their hair blonde, and they still do. It's because they know intuitively and just through experience that guys really love blonde hair. And that is sort of the scientific reasoning behind it, the evolutionary psychology reasoning. And I learned that from Robert Kanizawa, I think is his name. A Michael Sartain recommended book. It is Why Beautiful People Have More Daughters. And from that book, I realized this, why blondes have more attractiveness. You know, they're more attractive to society, and it's the same reason why big tits are.
Just a sign of fertility in a woman. I mean, even the modern day world, it's, I mean, you see them huge, and it's just like silicone, and it's just like, it's.
Speaking of
in
Michael
actuality,
Sartain.
in actuality, you know it's not fertility, but it's like our deep-rooted animalistic beast in us. As men, we would want that.
Even the big boobs. I mean, we're talking about blonde, so we have to talk about big boobs, right? Now, the tits being big, it's not because they produce more milk or like some hormonal shit. It's not that. It's, again, youth. So what happens is when a girl has big tits, they will sag in old age. So again, when a caveman, a million years ago, 300,000 years ago, would see a girl with big tits, he knows right away, this bitch is young. Right?
And in his caveman mind, if he's going to reproduce and like pass his genes on and continue that, he's going to find the right mate, and it's going to be her.
For me, now, like the blonde visceral experience thing, I've always been forbidden to date white girls. Always.
No, it's a no for you.
Always. And it was always the no sex before marriage, the abstinence shit, and always marry within the religion and sort of like an arranged marriage type thing. Now, I'm an extreme guy, I'm the other way. So in order for me to rebel and go the other extreme, my brain is like, you know what? Fuck Indian women. Fuck Pakistani women. Like, I don't give a shit. Like, they're ugly. Even though obviously they're not. They're, white people think they're really hot too. And obviously some girls I do find attractive, but in a nutshell, it's always been this white, blonde, bombshell, Pamela Anderson thing. And I think, again, this is because of my pain point. As I was growing up, back home in Pakistan or here in Texas or whatever, I was always prohibited by that white, blonde thing. So now my brain said, you know what, fuck this, that's what I'm going to go for. And now my golden life is to fuck Kate Upton.
And just came down your path, and then that became the ending point that you need to get. Exactly. I mean, it's when as a kid, I grew up around different cultures, so I saw like, okay, this is the value in this American culture here, and that all American girl, it's always been like a blonde, it's the cheerleader girl. So we see that all the time.
Got it. This is very interesting because in the next episode, I want to bring up the concept of anxiety. Right? Because, again, you're listening to this, sure, maybe we can give you some amazing knowledge and our experiences, but the specific benefit will come from how we can alleviate your pain, right? So I know for a fact that a lot of my students on the Doc Testosterone channel have anxiety, right? So social anxiety, sexual anxiety, panic disorders, panic attacks. And what we want to do is figure out how to overcome those anxieties, how we've overcome our anxiety in different ways and different types of anxieties, and how that can help you guys overcome your different types of anxiety, stuff that is really, really happening in the world today. Part of it is because of modern society. There's a lot of, there's an epidemic of low testosterone levels, which has a lot to do with having anxiety, not having energy, kind of just feeling, having depression and not being the man that you're destined to be.
Yeah.
Right? So that will happen in episode 4, the next episode. Now, if you liked this episode 3 of the Doc and Misfits series, then click on the like button, share this video with your friends, especially if they like blondes and if they're Indian or Asian, right? And also, I want you to leave a comment in terms of what has been your experience with women in terms of, do you strive for that one particular look of a girl that you really want, and why? Go deep. Go into your childhood, go into how your parents have raised you, and try to figure out the why behind.
Yeah, there's always that reason why. I mean, we have friends who are like into Latinos. I'm thinking there's got to be something that kind of imprinted in you to think, Latinos are my thing. And maybe for you, blondes.
That's right.
For me, all types of girls, but no blondes too. Girls, whatever.
For him, they have to be over 40. Anyway, so, and also if you are a woman over 40, comment below and give him your number.
Give me a shout out.
And I'm going to also have in the description a link to Misfit's channel, Meditation Misfit. So check that out too. This has been episode 3. We will see you in episode 4, where we will discuss anxiety, all sorts of anxiety, how we've overcome it. And to actually access episodes 1 and 2, click here, and you can see that too. Subscribe to this channel, tell your friends. This is Doc Testosterone. That is Meditation Misfit, and we will see you next time.